Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. A happy Sunday to all, or happy whatever day of the week it is when you are watching this. We're continuing to play catch up, and we're probably going to be continuing to play catch up for it feels like until the summer break, which is a long time for me, but we'll get there eventually. Yeah, I was gone for 4 months, and there's been a lot of good music that's dropped, so we're going to try and work our way through some of the ones that I've been meaning to get to. This one included Mr. Ten, of course, had his solo debut, which feels weird to say because I know he's had solo music in the past, but Ten had a solo release, and I've been very excited to get into it. Of course, the title track, Nightwalker, is a spectacular time. I have listened to it, I have watched it. We're going to run through it again because I think the song is brilliant and deserves to be covered again. But I haven't listened to the B-sides, and that's kind of the main purpose. We're going to be doing an album listen for it. It is an SM album, so there's a very high chance that the album listen part gets chopped up. So if that happens, I can only apologize. Content ID and stuff is completely out of my hands. There will be an uncut version in the description. You'll find it along with the link to the archive that houses all the links to the uncut reactions and the uncovered stuff that I can't put up on YouTube and things like that. If it goes through scot-free, then we don't have to worry about that, and that is perfectly okay by me. So we're going to treat this as an album listen. We'll go through the MV for Nightwalker and then go through, hold on, I have the list here, go through the 5 other B-sides on the album. We'll go through album credits, like their song credits like usual, and do the whole shebang. So let's do just that. Here we go! There's been a couple of soloist releases that I have been really excited to get into that I unfortunately haven't been able to. And I feel like the soloists this year have had really high quality when it comes to musical releases. Admittedly, that's only saying from the ones that I've listened to, which is a small handful. There have been a lot of solo releases this year, and I feel like the solo releases are the hardest to kind of rank come the end of the year. Like, last year's end of year awards, I'm pretty sure the soloist shortlist, even though I took top 20 or 25, I'm pretty sure the list went up to like 60 something at the end of the year, and it's a lot. And like already off the top of my head, like Chanchakova Akmu had a gorgeous solo release in 1 Trillion. Sola's solo has been brilliant. We'll throw in Nightwalker because I know the title track was brilliant. Yena's Good Morning was really fun. And I'm pretty sure there's been more that I'm missing off the top of my head, but the soloists have been doing a really good job. But that's enough waffling because we need to get into music properly. So let's do just that. This is track number 1, of course, Nightwalker, the title track. Lyrics by Adam Suba, Matthias Newman, Nikolai Andersson, Svante Furevi, Sebastian Axelsen, Hilda Denny. Same team on composition, and Matthias Newman and Jin by Jin on arrangements. So here we go. I feel like I need to stand up for this because I want to dance along to it.
On near the hour, so I've been waiting so long, hiding my power. After the calm lies the storm, been walking the wire.
That constant driving beat is so nice because it really sets the pace of the song so well. And the kind of like reverb-y ad-lib section. Oh my god, I got goosebumps again.
When the midnight comes, pulling the strings, beautiful monster, royalty, energy.
I love this chorus so much. It's genuinely like it's chilling, it's haunting, but it's so punchy. And when you get 10 doing 10 things on screen, it's just a fun time, isn't it? And then all of a sudden, you get that acoustic guitar kicking in, it's like slightly bright. The song itself is great, but the mixing really takes it to a second level. When the midnight comes, pulling the strings, beautiful monster, royalty energy, I'm lost, playing my heart, ain't no way I'm bow down and pray to ya. Honestly, with a song like this, it really, like, I haven't seen the choreo version for this song yet, but this type of song really lets 10 be 10, you know, the performer that 10 is. It's a nightmare, so persuasive. You shouldn't chase it, but I want it. I feel my heartbeat get distorted. It's a nightmare, I created, like a disease, haunting my dreams. Every single, like, little instrumental switch and change is done so well in creating the atmosphere that is so it's like unnerving in a way. The no eyebrows look still kind of creeps me out a little bit, but God, it's so good. Oh, and of course there's that to look forward to. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Man, these NCT solo releases are gonna be a lot of fun this year, aren't they? Because what, we had Taeyong had a solo. Well, of course 10 had a solo. Doyoung is going to have his solo. We'll probably get some NCT Labs at some point. I know Tail had a solo, like, little project single earlier on the year. That's on the list as well. It's just a great time, isn't it? It really is, especially now that I know who the members of NCT are. Well, apart from Wish, because they're a group that got added to the list that I need to learn now. It's like, I finally made it to the end of 2023, to the point where I could probably name every single NCT member by face. I'm still a little bit shaky on some of the wavy members, like Win-Win. I think Win-Win is probably the one that I struggle with the most. But like Win-Win, Hendry, Young, oddly enough, the rapping trio from Wavy. I don't know why I find those three really confusing. There's certain releases where I found Xiaojun and Hendry slightly confusing. But besides the point, 10's Nightwalker. Genuinely, I haven't had a song give me the heebie-jeebies like this song has, probably since DPRians Don't Go Insane. It's like, there's this underlying creepiness to it, and it might not even be underlying, it might be in-your-face creepy, but it's just really unnerving in certain parts of the instrumental track. There's like the weird, really long reverb elements, the sudden, really bright notes in an otherwise quite dark musical key that it's being written in. The mixing where all of a sudden you get the instrumentals that just cut out and you hear just nothingness. But it should be nothingness, but it feels like there is something in the background that you can slightly hear. And it's stuff like that that just creeps me out in the best way possible. And then you have 10 who just adds to that with the kind of stage movements and like the choreography that he throws into it, or like the movements he has in the MV side of things where it feels supernatural. It feels unnatural. It feels like he moves in a way that feels like he's like a reanimated being, or it's like this strange unhuman like movement to it, and I think it adds up to being such a cool project to watch and listen to. Whoa, hold on. Give me the first verse again. because I think the first verse really does the song the perfect amount of justice. This super minimal instrumental start, it's entirely rhythmic. There's some pitch identification you can do. All of a sudden you get the ad-libs come in, big reverb. It's just the ad-libs that get the reverb, but cut it off. All of a sudden you get this guitar part, very subtle harmony, this rumbling bass now. Ten's taken that vocal up a couple gears. That weird haunting reverb from the ad-libs is now moved to the actual melodic top line now, and it's just like everything comes together in a way where it creates an environment that's creepy. Stretch it, cut it. It's like you have this crunch to it, but the crunch and like the heavy beat is almost, for me, overshadowed by the fact that now it does feel like this kind of a song you find from the figment of your imagination. It doesn't feel real to me when I listen to it, and that sensation is so cool to me. And then once you get like the electronic elements coming in, you get this really nice crunch. And again, it kind of adds to that weird unnerving side of things because it's so synthesized, it doesn't feel real again. Oh man. What a title track, man. Genuinely one of my favorite like soloist title tracks that have dropped this year that I'm aware of. And there's been a lot of solo titles that has dropped. There's also a lot that's still in the back catalog that I need to catch up on, but genuinely Ten's Nightwalker has been up there in terms of solo releases for me this year. Oh man, what a time. But we have B-sides to get to, because this isn't just checking out the title track, we're checking out the rest of the album. This is track number 2, titled Water. Lyrics by Saucer Boy. Composition Oliver Frid, Liv Miraldi, Sam DeRosa, Cameron Bartolini, Alexander Pavlich, TMM, with Oliver Frid on arrangements.
I want you flowing through my veins, make me go insane, never turn the faucet off.
Oh, we got a little bit of a vibe switch.
It's a cold night, look at the stars, words can't explain.
It's not inherently creepy this time.
But you like this guy, got my tongue tied.
I approve of the instrumental choices so far. They're not straightforward in like the standard instrumental options.
Cause I know you be my temperature, so stay my water. Stay my water. I want you flowing through my veins, make me go insane, every time the faucet off. Stay my water. Can you please be my water, water, water? Be my water.
It's got a nice energetic bounce to it, but it's quite nice to listen to in a chill back way. It's not an entirely like imposing song in a way, which I think is really nice. Oh, interesting mixing here. Hello, vocal harmony. Yeah, it's really nice. I love the vibes of this. And I like that once again we're getting kind of different levels of 10 vocals. It's not just this nice, comfortable mid-tone. We're getting breathy high notes, we're getting powerful high notes, we're getting kind of breathy mid-tones too. And it's a constantly changing vocal top line, so you don't get tired of one. The ad-libs are smooth. Hello, acoustic guitar. Oh, very cool. Throwing a little instrumental break in between some vocals. Whoa. Whoa. What a finish. It's like, it kind of gained a hint of elegance at the end because of that little extra acoustic guitar part, but Water is actually kind of a surprise following Nightwalker, because Nightwalker is a pretty imposing song where it's like, oh, you're gonna feel everything, but Water is kind of more relaxed and it's more easily palatable, which is nice. I like that. It's like if you're listening to if you're getting the entire album experience like I am today, after a song like Nightwalker, you want something to kind of calm yourself down, and I think Water does a really good job of that. In a weird way, I don't really need to talk about this because it's really self-explanatory. You just kind of press play and let the vibes take you, and that's it. And that's really all you need to say for this song, because you get the kind of full 10 experience when it comes to the vocal parts. There isn't too much that's in a way that's like experimental or really out there in the composition. The instrumental choice, sure, isn't like your standard pop, but at the same time, there isn't anything that's like exuberantly different, or just kind of completely out there and like unheard of and weird to listen to. It just kind of all feels like it belongs there. And I like that. I like it when a song is controlled like that. Sometimes I really like to think about a song when I listen to it, but other times I just want to listen to the song for the sake of listening to the song and not have to worry about anything else. Water fits into the latter. Good start. Right, Dangerous. Based off of the title, that has me slightly nervous for a vibe switch. Maybe go for something a little bit punchy, but one way to find out. Lyrics by Miles Barker, Jordan Anthony Dennis. Composition, Rodney Jeffrey and Montreal Jr. What a name. Miles Barker, Jordan Anthony Dennis. Hot Boy Rich Jordan Johnson with Rodney Jeffrey on Montreal Jr. PKA Fortune on arrangements. Sick. There's a lot of Western producers that I don't know the names of, which is very cool.
Yes, I can see. The games they come around.
Oh, it's snappy.
You a diva. You entertain what I'm about. All these people keep on talking, you ain't hearing what they say. I know you love all the attention that just comes when you're with me. Baby, I never thought that you fall in love.
I love how ambient it is so far. I reckon that's gonna change. Riser.
You just wanna waste my time. You just wanna taste my patience, but you could never take my pride. Well, now you know that I'm just dangerous. Girl, it's dangerous. So dangerous.
Get smooth with it, 10.
Oh, but now you entertain something you shouldn't. Tell me how.
I love that this bass synth like kind of feels like it's vocoder a little bit. It kind of has a vocal chop feeling to it.
Keep on talking, you ain't hearing what they say. If you love me in the morning, then what difference does it make? Baby, I never thought that.
Super minimal instrumental part here. I love that. Because it does enough to maintain that bottom or the lower end of the song.
You just wanna taste my patience, but you could never take my pride. Well, now you know that I'm just dangerous. Girl, it's dangerous. So dangerous.
and then smooth on the bridge.
He said, she said, you still on the first page, turn babe. You've been stuck like Medusa, messing up. So get it together, can't wait to better, yeah. Don't turn down.
This is a long bridge.
You just wanna waste my time.
It's like less of a bridge and more of like a third verse, which is very cool.
Now you know that I'm just dangerous. Girl, it's dangerous. So dangerous.
Groovy. I like that. It's, again, it is a switch, but not as drastic as I thought it was going to be. But it retains the ease of listening level, so to speak, in like carrying on from water. It's, ooh. You know, for a song titled Dangerous, it's not a very dangerous song to listen to. It's very groovy and very catchy. Maybe that's where the dangerous part comes in. But it's nice. I love the composition in that. Because there aren't that many moving parts in the instrumental part, and there are certain parts, like especially in the pre-choruses, where there's barely any movement in the instrumental part. But when there is, it provides just enough sustenance to really feel the beat move. But kind of 10 is like the entire conductor of the song in a way, where his vocals is what drives this song. And I think that's really cool, because that's like the one constant you get throughout the song is 10's vocals. Everything else changes around him, and that's a really interesting way to think about a song. Weirdly enough, this feels like the distant cousin of Key's Cool As, like a slower and more melodic version of Key's Cool As. I don't know why it's giving me that feeling. Maybe it's the kind of funky grooviness to it, but it's like the not as quite upbeat version of it, and I really like it. I found Key's Cool As a really fun listen, because it's kind of quirky, but it's also really groovy. 10's Dangerous, I think, has the same kind of vein of that grooviness, which I really like. And it's got the nice, smooth vocal part on top of which I also really like, so... Stamp gets a thumbs up from me. That's 3 songs in a row. Righto, track number 4 on 10. Lyrics by Justin Starling, composition Rip Grimaldi, Tima D, and Aiza Needy? I apologize, I do not know how to pronounce that name, but Ayzha, Aiza Nairi, Needy, something along those lines, and Rob Grimaldi on arrangements. We gotta switch. Is that Rob Grimaldi's producer tag? Rob made this?
Take off there all like Coda. Move your body like a wave. I could help you motivate. I just can't set it straight. We just wanna elevate. We don't ever wanna wait. I got arenas calling. Wanna see how we rock. Gotta do me, I'm sorry.
It's getting up in your face a little bit. Okay. God, those 8/8s are putting in work. Oh, minimal instrumental part.
Last time I shake, I'll make a move they're trying to copy. Last time I shake my fit all white, I'm feeling godly.
Love that melody sequence.
What you expect is only bosses with me, and we on a throne.
Give me that second vocal part. Nice consistent head voice flips there.
Put the team on my back entirely. Profiling, yeah, I'm shining. Got arenas calling. Wanna see how we rock. Gonna do me, I'm sorry. You know we can't be stopped. Why are we sitting on me? Let me remind you why I'm here. Tell me all again. Yeah, I'm going in. We on 10.
He's getting playful with the vocal, like, rhythmic element of the vocal part as well. that chorus does hit with a kind of punch that I feel like we haven't gotten since the title track, so I'm on board with it. Why does this song kind of give me intro vibes? Like, on 10, with the way the chorus kind of drops, the intensity of that chorus drop, it really does feel like what the full version, or the full-length version of an intro track feels like. I don't know why I get that feeling, but for me, like, this very much does feel like it could open an album. It's very interesting. I don't really get that feeling. Usually it's the other way around, where I'm praying and crying over the fact that an intro song isn't a full-length song on an album. It happens more than you think. Like, if I had a nickel for the number of times I've said an intro song should be a full-length song and hasn't, I could probably I don't know how much I could afford, but there's more than you think. And of course, you get a sound switch of this nature, which to an NCT related release is, I feel like I need to get used to saying, is pretty common. I'm fairly new to the whole understanding NCT music kind of dealio, so the mid-song, like big major mid-song genre switches and stuff still do catch me off guard, same with like mid-album sound switches. This admittedly is kind of out of my wheelhouse when it comes to music. This is like a genre of music that I'm not very well versed in, I'm not very like well read up on. Haven't put in a lot of listening hours on it. But I can appreciate the punchiness of it. I can appreciate the just kind of earth-shattering rumbleness. When I listen to it, it doesn't have the kind of punching power on me as Rodeo had from Wavy's On My Youth album. Like, Rodeo went crazy. But, like, I can appreciate this song. It's not my cup of tea, but then again, at the end of the day, not every single song I listen to is going to be my cup of tea, and ultimately, I'm chalking this up to a learning experience for me, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. I don't despise the song, or really anything like that. I don't have any negative thoughts towards it. It's just not my favorite on the album. Alright. Keep her moving one time. Track number 5, this is Shadow. Lyrics by Giselle and Zydo. Giselle spelled with a J. Composition, nope, wrong line. L.E.J. Rizk and Zydo, same people on arrangement. Zydo should be familiar to me. At least the name is familiar. I don't know where I've seen that name before, though.
She's just a silhouette I see. I don't know if it's real. Tell me I've been having vicious dreams that won't last long. When you're not even here, how you still got power over me. The more I try, the harder it's to live. I know your shadow creeping over me. One step ahead of time, yeah, you always have the key. You keep me up all night.
Double time the beat, okay. That wasn't something I expected there.
Look what you done to me. Living in your empty shadow. Your voice is echo. Why do I still see your shadow? See your shadow. Running away from your shadow.
Oh, this song has me torn because I don't know what to call it. It's like, it's subdued, but it's not subdued. It's like the vibes are really smooth and nice, and then that 808 comes in and reminds you that, nah, there's a little bit more to this. Ooh, ooh. Get up there in your vocals.
That you were someone in the moonlight. Should have been two of us, just you and I now. Want you to feel this pain. A step ahead of time, yeah, you always have the key. You keep me up all night, bringing all this memories.
This pre-chorus, by cutting out the bottom end and going double time, is so interesting to me.
Always keep on falling.
I was sitting up there. And the whispery shadow ad-lib to bring in the lines here for the chorus is really nice too. And paired with that rumbling 808 too. Again, yeah, like the pre-chorus element, if we call this bridge the pre-chorus to the final chorus, it goes double time, and it's a really interesting technique. Love the vocal vocal modulation there. Very subtle vocal part sitting up top. Okay, Shadow's kind of an experience. If you really want to break it down into its small little details, there's a lot going on with this song. A lot that I also really like. It's a song that doesn't try and do too much with the top half of the song. The bottom half of the song is where kind of the magic happens. All of the beat changes, going from standard meter into double time for the pre-chorus, or that earth rumbling 808. Like, that is... If we're talking from, like... If you're comparing the punchiness of the bass to the vibes and energy of the top line, this probably has the punchiest... and proportionally the punchiest bass line in comparison to the top line. And that's really interesting, because you really feel the bass in this song. And maybe it's because there isn't a whole lot of middle going on. It's just like top and bottom end, you don't really get a mid-range. And because the vocal line in the top part kind of sits in that higher range, maybe that's why that bass sounds more punchier than it might actually be. But again, it all comes down to the small details, like the extra punchiness of the bass because there might not be a midsection, the whispery shadow to bring in the proper chorus itself. You hear that kind of whisper, the texture the whisper adds, you feel it and you hear it throughout the entire chorus. Cutting out the bass but changing the beat into double time for the pre-chorus so it doesn't lose too much energy, but you can feel the build coming in. Ooh. This one's composed very nicely. Shout out the production team behind this one. They did a really good job with this. And then track number 6. This is Lie With You. Lyrics by and composition by Griff Clausen, Ricky Manning, Alna Hoffmeyer, with Griff Clausen on arrangements. Ballad and 4. Interesting filtering on the vocal. It's not a ballad. No, it isn't a ballad. Oh. Usually pop albums end with a ballad. I'm not upset by the fact that we don't get a ballad here, because this kind of does feel like an ending song in a way. That's really interesting for a song that's this snappy. Oh. Take it into the minor chord for that last note. That's very cool. That was a quick transition into the chorus.
Baby,
don't know if there's mixing in it or if it's my headphones kind of doing its thing, but I feel like there's a little bit of fuzziness in that held ooh part at the end of the chorus, and I love what that adds.
Like it's almost ending, 'cause it is but will be around. Just be
But in general, the kind of like muffled feeling you get in every single part of the song, apart from the vocals, is really cool.
lonely if you love me. Don't say you love me.
And the vocal stacking here, chef's kiss.
My heart lies when I lie with you. Got stars in my eyes, light the sky for you. I know we won't last, and you know it too. So baby, while it lasts, let me lie with you, yeah. Oh, my heart lies when I lie with you. It tears
It's
me
very
apart,
snappy,
'cause we hide the truth.
but it's not like jump up and dance kind of snappy.
So baby, while it lasts, let me lie with you, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's a reverb thing that's adding the fuzzy tone. Maybe it's Ten's vocal color that's adding the fuzzy tone.
Baby, while it lasts, let me lie with you, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's very interesting. That's a really interesting way to end the album. I quite like it though. It's Look, I'm a sucker for a ballad, so I'm never going to complain when an album ends with a ballad. In fact, I kind of expect it to a certain extent, just because I've listened to enough albums to know that typically you end an album with a ballad. I feel like 7 out of 10 times we listen to an album, it ends with a ballad, which I'm not going to complain about. I love ballads with my whole heart. But Lie With You, for me, has this kind of end of the day vibe to me. I mean, Lie With You, very much, at the end of the day, you lie in bed. Yes, it's very self-explanatory, but I think it captures the essence of that so well. And what's a good way to describe this? It's easy to listen to in a way where you can be doing anything, and when this song pops on, it's not going to interrupt whatever you're doing, but it's going to create a really nice atmosphere around you, or an enjoyable environment where you're just enjoying the music, but it's not a song that's so busy and so imposing that it distracts you from what you're doing. And kind of that relaxed feeling, I think, is a really cool way to end the album, especially because the tracks before it are quite varied in the energy it exudes, but it's also not the calmest album in the world, so honestly, maybe a ballad might have been inappropriate just because the songs before it are quite busy. Either way, I think Lie With You is a great way to end it. It's got the gorgeous vocals. I think the mixing really adds to it as well. I feel like I've mentioned that a lot, but genuinely the mixing for this album has been really well done. I think the little details they added in terms like the reverb and maybe the filtering in the vocal part is really cool. The slight muffled feeling you get in the instrumental part, I think, also adds to that late night aspect of things, which, again, it's the little details that add up at the end of the day. And for an energetic song, what a great way to end. What a great way to end indeed. Oof. I'm impressed. I'm very happy with that, actually. I'm glad I checked it out, because it's very, like, vibes-wise, very different from Nightwalker, but in a very good way. Like, it's very well-rounded collection of songs where you get some smooth stuff, you get some punchy stuff, but they're all done a little bit differently, so you don't really get two of the same kinds of songs, which is really nice, because it keeps the variety in it, but it keeps the album entertaining. And it opens the door for more people to enjoy at least one song on the album, right? Cover more genres, cover more bases. Simple mathematics, if you will. Honestly, for me, like, I love Nightwalker so much, and I definitely have the most mileage out of it, so there's probably that, like, bias coming into play, but Nightwalker is just so hard to beat for me. It's so well done. Although the mixing on kind of, like, what is it? On 10, I think the mixing is really cool, even though the song might not be to my taste. I think the mixing is really cool. Lie With You has terrific mixing. Yeah. If there's anything to say about this album, the fact that 10 is so well rounded when it comes to what he can do, and that the music team he has around that he got around him for this entire project really understood what they were doing and what needed to be pulled out of the songs, what was like the main target for each song, because it sounds great. It sounds terrific. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hopefully you did it as well. But that is it from me today. Thank you all for watching along, listening along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today. Let's work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day today. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.